Okay, we discussed this briefly in some other videos, but I want to talk a little bit about the dark zone. Take a look at these binary contracts here. Notice you've got some deep out of the money contracts here, some deep in the money contracts here where there's not really bid and offer together. But notice this contract right here. You still have a bid and an offer, and notice you've got 50 contracts on each side. You've got a large number of contracts, okay? Just like if you were to go over here to the 2 a.m.s, you see several of them with bid and offers, and they all have 50 contracts, larger sizes. These larger size contracts, these are made by the market makers. What is a market maker? A market maker is basically that. They make a market, okay? They are offering to let you buy for this and offering to let you sell for this. They'll buy from you and sell to someone else. They'll sell from you and buy to someone else. This difference in price here, called the bid-ask spread, right? Meaning what is the difference between the bid side and the offer side? That's called a spread. And sometimes it can be as little as a couple dollars. Sometimes it could be a little bit more based on market conditions. That's how a market maker makes their money. Okay, Nadex is not trading against you. No one knows if you're getting out of an order for profit or for loss. No one's trading against you. It's simply markets being made to offer to sell to you for this or let you buy from them for this, and they make the difference of that right there. Now, when you're looking at these, take a look here. See how you got 50 and 50? Look, we've got 2 minutes and 8 seconds to expiration. Look what happens at 2 minutes when we only got 2 minutes left to expiration. Watch what happens. Boom. You see that? Okay. When you're looking at these intraday binaries, the ones that expire on the hour, these hourly and 2-hour binaries, okay, with when you get down to 2 minutes left to expiration, that's what's called the dark zone, okay? And when you're down there right at expiration, it's called the dark zone, and that's where the market makers pull their quotes. The market makers are no longer required to quote those last 2 minutes right before expiration. Now you'll still see some quotes out there still. That might be from other traders trying to buy or sell, or get in a position or get out of a position. So you'll sometimes see some random quotes out there, but you're not going to see those big 50 to 100 contract quotes in the last 2 minutes of an hourly binary. Okay, now on your 20-minute binaries, and I believe the dark zone is with 1 minute to go, and on your 5-minute binaries it's with 30 seconds to go. All right, and I'll show you an example of that here in just a minute. But it's what's called the dark zone, where the market makers are no longer quoting, only individuals are quoting. So what does that mean for you? Well, for one, you need to be aware of that. All right, if you are trying to get out of a binary early and not hold it to expiration, you're going to want to make sure to get out of it before the dark zone, because you might not have any quotes out there to get out of it. If you buy a binary, the only way to get out of it is to sell it, and if there's no listing there to sell it back, then you can't sell it back. You have to hold it till expiration. Or let's say that you have 10 contracts that you bought, so you want to be able to get out of 10 contracts. Well, you don't know if there's going to be 10 contracts listed out there from other individuals, so you want to make sure that you're out of all those 10 before the dark zone, so you've got a good number there. So all those contracts just expired. You saw that in the last 2 minutes there, the big market maker quotes were gone. Okay, so that's what the dark zone is. Now, all of our binary strategies and systems that we use, we really don't hold binaries until expiration all the way. We almost always get out of them early. Okay, now why do we do that? Well, for a couple reasons. For one, we don't normally like to hold binaries into the dark zone. Why? Well, because what if it starts to go against us? We know that with a binary, just being 1 tick or even 1/10 of a tick different from the strike price can be the difference of winning or losing. Okay, so if I buy a binary for $70.50 and it goes up in value to 92 or 95 bucks, and I'm holding that going into the last 2 minutes, well, what can happen in 2 minutes? What if the market turns around and comes down against me? I bought it for 70 bucks, and in the last 2 minutes it goes against me and I lose the whole 70 bucks because I can't get out of it. Wouldn't I be better off right before 2 minutes if I can get out of it for 91 or 92 or 95? Go ahead and get out of it and be safe. Why do I want to be greedy to get an extra $5 holding it to expiration when I risk losing 70 bucks, right? So a lot of times with our binaries, if we're buying a binary and it gets up here, we can get out of it at 92 or 95 bucks. We normally just get out, call it a day, move on to the next trade. Don't hold it into the dark zone where you can't get out of it just to get an extra 5 bucks. Does that make sense? So that is the dark zone. You see here, again, we've got these bigger contracts listed here. Those are being listed from the market makers. Okay, so now let's take a quick look. Like I said, on the hourly binaries, your dark zone is 2 minutes to expiration like you just saw. I believe on the 20-minute binaries during the daytime, I believe those are 1 minute. Let's take a look at 5-minute binaries here. All right, so let's just pull up, for example, the euro dollar. Okay, as you see here, got these quotes of 50. See them? We've got bid and offer. We've got 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. So if you're in a trade on a 5-minute binary here and you've got a contract on this one, well, you can get out of it. If you got 10 contracts or 50 contracts, you can get out of them right there, right? But I'm going to pause this video just for a quick second and when we get down a little bit closer here, and I want to show you how the dark zone works here. Okay, so we're getting closer to expiration here. We've got 1 minute and 6 seconds left. So notice on this particular contract here, you've got bid and offers, and you've still got 50 and 50. Okay, so those are still the big quotes there from the market makers. All right, but as we get down here to 30 seconds left, that last 30 seconds, you'll see those market makers no longer quoting. You might see some random quotes still out there from individuals. All right, like see how this changes to 1 and then back to 50. That's because an individual threw an order out there that was at a better price than one of the market makers had. You'll see that. Okay, but now watch what happens. 30 seconds, boom, there you go. See that? The market makers, the bigger quotes are no longer out there. Now here, for example, here's an offer of 1 to sell for 87 or 81.75. That's from an individual trader, just like you or me, a trader trying to buy something or sell something, or that trader had bought a contract and they've got a working order in there to sell it when it gets to 81.75, or they sold and they have one there to buy it back. So that is the dark zone. So keep in mind, you always want to be aware of the dark zone. You always want to pay attention to the time left till expiration, and you always want to be able to get out of your binaries early before the dark zone. That way you make sure you still have the option to get out and you're not stuck those last 2 minutes with no option if the market turns against you.